Hey, what's up, ecosystem? Drive away, final mile, door to door, enclosed, auction sales, repo, dealer swaps, POV, rental moves, relocation. Tonight we're going to look at the services of brokers, carriers, broker carriers, asset light carriers, asset heavy carriers. Many shippers do not know the difference, but to carriers and brokers, there's a big difference. It's a difference in business, service, cost, organization, and equipment. First you need a load, then you need a truck. But without a truck, what are you going to do with the load? Tonight's discussion panel starts with Robbie of LMR Companies. Then we'll add Ty at Cars on the Move, a demo with ClearPathTMS, and Misty of First Choice Transport. And you. We need you to please join the live chat, ask questions, share your thoughts, grow your business. Because it's Tuesday nights live on Auto Transport Intel. I'm Jay, your host. Welcome back to the show. Hit the wrong button. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Auto Transport Intel. What was that? What did I just hit? Oh, Auto Transport Broker Debate. Oh, wow, that was a great show. Did you guys see that one? So here we are. It's Tuesday nights live. I'm Jay. Clearly, we're live, and anything can happen, so I want to try and do my best. Before I say anything further, though, I want you to feel welcome. Please do feel welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's not just me. It's not just you. It's us. It's the ecosystem. It's Auto Transport Intel. This is the car shipping business channel, and everybody is welcome. So please do feel welcome, and please do say hello in the live chat. We want to hear from you. How's it going? What's going on? Are you loaded? How is business? How's your network? How's your family? How's your equipment? You know, how you doing? So let us know. And at the quarter hour, we're going to go into industry news. That's national news, social media news, front of the store, back of the store, what's being talked about. We got dispatchers, brokers, carriers, dealers, tech, APIs, etc. That's going to take us into the interview tonight. We're going to talk to Robbie of LMR Companies and all of the services they provide. And he's going to tell us what part of the category he falls into. Broker, carrier, asset light carrier, etc. And then we're going to add Ty from Cars on the Move. He loves talking about this stuff, and he knows Robbie. And then we're going to add Cameron. He is going to give us a ClearPathTMS demo, and he also is very familiar with talking to all of these categories. We're going to add Misty at First Choice Transport. So it's kind of a broker show. I've had some requests, can we see some more broker show information, talk about brokers? So we're going to do that. That's tonight's show. Basically, this is a broker show, and I don't know if we've done a broker show in a while. So, but I can't wait to read your comments in the live chat. Hey, do me a favor before I do anything else. Go ahead and hit that like button, okay? And then you see that share button. You're watching YouTube. That share button right below the video. You can click it, click share, click copy, grab the YouTube link, text it, email it, share it on social media. Help me out. Let people know. Listen, this show's unbelievable. And there's a lot of information here. He's live right now for like 2 more hours. This is crazy. So go ahead and do that. And if you're looking for help, go ahead, go to autotransportintel.com. Click on sign up. We get sign ups pretty much every show now. So don't be shy. Let your friends know. Hey, man, this is where we get together on Tuesday nights. They actually do want to help. We've got stuff to talk about. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to be right back in the live chat right after this.
Are you completely stressed out from all the calls and the contracts and the verification of loads when nobody answers the phone? Call Murphy Auto Dispatch Services today. Murphy Auto Dispatch Services has over 15 years of experience in the transport industry. We are your office while you are on the road. We book, we verify, and we bill out your loads for you. We have an excellent accounting staff and an even better dispatch team. Give us a call today at 417-273-0021. Or if you want to email me, it's murphyautotransport31@yahoo.com. Give us a call today.
Murphy Auto Transport, that is the voice of Sue. She runs a dispatch office. She's a fully licensed broker. She has a dispatch team. So if you're looking for a dispatcher, you need help staying loaded. She's also my co-host every Thursday at noon on Dispatching Live. So you got questions, tune into the show. You've got the email there in the live chat and the contact information. And so thank you, Sue, so much. I'm always looking forward to the next Dispatching Live. I never know what's going to happen. We have a great show, so tune in for that. Let's go into the live chat. Let's say hello. Now, I got to back it up. That is the live chat as it's happening right now. And please do join in and say hello. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Wow, Mark. All right, man, I got to go backwards. But Mark is in with the super chat. That is super cool. Ty says he loves unicorns. He was here first. Silver Mint. Hey, how about unicar haulers? How about that? And Kimberly is here. Thank you, Kimberly, in the live chat, keeping us informed. Thank you so much. Warming up the crowd. Really do appreciate it. Ty says he timed it perfect. The commercial ended. You started. Ooh, excellent. Oh, that's cool. Very cool. That means that's about 12 to 15 seconds. Okay, good to know. 12 to 15 seconds. We're always tightening the screws here at Auto Transport Intel. Thank you so much for that, Ty. Carlos, ACB Logistics is here. What's up, Carlos? Fritz Duval says, what's up, fellas? Hey, what's up, Fritz? Lionel Yates says, hello. What's up, Lionel? Lionel will be on next Tuesday night. Mark Grodicke, looking forward to another great show. Thanks, Mark, dude. Thank you so much. And we do have a great lineup. Thank you so much for that. And, oh, Robbie is here. Robbie's in the live chat. What's up, Robbie? Misty's in the live chat. What's up, Misty? JD Mickle. Hey, guys, can't watch live tonight, but I'll catch up with the recording tomorrow. All right, well, that's cool. Well, if you've got any last requests, dude, you're going to miss the Real Suspicious Insurance. Okay, I said it. I'm telling you, got it, man. I can't wait. That's going to be the crazy moment of the night. It's coming up. And thank you, Robbie and Misty, for joining in the live chat. I really do appreciate it. Randy Wills is here. What's up, Randy? Dude. Yeah, and I'm still working. I've got a Midwestern car carriers video edit I'm working on from that Cars on the Move. Great stuff. And Midwestern's going to be on the show in January. Danny B says hello, everyone. What's up, Danny B? Jaron Kidd, new subscribers, love the channel. That is super cool. Thank you, Jaron. Made my day. Really, we do. We love to hear. I think that's one of our goals, is every show to see somebody new say hello in the live chat. So that is super cool. Mark Grodicke, listen, man. Superflow Systems, we know it's awesome. And if you don't already know, go to superflowsystems.com. I highly recommend the Transport Auto Quoter. With the I was gonna say veal sauce or something with the spinach salad, but dude, check out transportautoquoter.com and try the veal. Yeah, so thank you so much for the super chat, Mark. That is really cool and kind and generous. And Ty also throwing down on the super chat. Thank you so much, Ty. Man, I'm just really tooting our horn tonight. Okay, that's... You gotta spend money to get the horn. How about that? Ants Transportation, looking forward to the best car hauler show ever. Wow, man, that is super cool. I'm telling you, it means so much. It really does. Especially like, I mean, I've got a lot of meetings booked, but like things in December, they get quiet. It's really, you guys, are you seeing that? It's just things get really quiet. They're still busy, but quiet. I don't know how to. Other than that, I don't know how to sum it up. Mike Baldwin, new DOT numbers going active tomorrow. Any tips for a new number member? New number member? I'll tell you what, here's your tip, Mike. Go sign up. Go to autotransportintel.com. Sign up for the ATI Insider. We'll put you in touch with Ty. You'll get the weekly email. You can get on the Slack member network. So that should help you out. But yeah, no, Ty, Mark, thank you guys so much for your contribution to the channel. We got some funny stuff coming up tonight, and then, you know, once we get through the news is, you know, interesting. It's dicey. I try to take some chances with the content because I did, man. Again, I saw. Oh my gosh, I was having a conversation with this guy. I was talking about how, like, you know, you see like online, I mean, how many online events are there now? I'm watching yet another online event. And it started with like, hello, hi, I'm so proud of the integrity, of the visibility, of the transparency, and the flexibility, blah, blah. I mean, come on. Oh, yeah, and then there's this one. Hi, yeah, back in January, we had COVID, and then we got into February. Come on, really? Man, it's December. I've been home all year, all right? So I know about that and the integrity and the visibility. Can we just talk shop, please? And so that's what we try to do on Auto Transport Intel every Tuesday night. Actually, every time I go live, we know, listen, we're alive. You're alive. We're all alive. We're here now. And if it's not engaging, well, what is the point, right? So let's be engaging. So that's the goal. I'm going to try and engage you with some industry news. So what I want you to do is stick around. We're going to go, yeah, so in fact, I got a lot of industry news. So I'm going to do this. Stick around. Industry news is coming up next. You aren't going to want to miss it, I promise.
Superflow Systems is excited to introduce DispatchCenter.com. A full-service load board for brokers, shippers, carriers, and drivers, featuring integrations with Truckify mobile app and iTruckPay. Use Route Scout technology to build your routes. Maximize truck capacity. Stay loaded at the highest available revenue with the least amount of driving miles. Tell us your lanes. Loadification will alert you to new loads posting in your route. Views instant load notifications sent with Book Now features. Search and book loads directly through the Truckify mobile app. Brokers and shippers, post your loads to Dispatch Center. Give authorized carriers the opportunity to instantly book your loads. Dispatch Center powers the Truckify mobile app, allowing instant load assignment to the driver. Truckify will send inspection reports, geo-located pickup and delivery photos, BOLs, and invoices back to the broker. Brokers, shippers, carriers, and drivers, Dispatch Center, and Truckify have what you need to be more profitable every day.
So do this right now. As you're taking your notes, do this. Just go write down dispatchcenter.com. Put dispatchcenter.com. Go there. Sign up. Log in. It's a load board. It's a TMS. And then you can connect it to your Truckify mobile app so you can send the loads to your mobile app. You'll be glad you did. Manage your business better with Superflow systems. And by the way, Superflow has end-to-end software. I mean, from the time you get the lead, put it into Pro ABD, give them a correct quote with Transport Auto Quoter, then throw that into Dispatch Center, into your Truckify mobile app, and when it's time to get paid, you got iTruckPay, all under Superflow Systems. So thank you, Mark Rodeke, so much for what you do. Thank you for, it's Kimberly's choice. So thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. Okay, you guys ready? Are you ready to go into some industry news? Love this segment. We're going in. All right, we're 5 by 5. By the way, how is the sound? How's the video? How's the audio? I think we're good. I haven't heard a single thing about it. And Kimberly's like, why do you have to bring it up again? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, let's do some industry news. Forget about it. Okay, tonight's show. This is expecting unicorn transport. Now, why in the world would anybody expect unicorn transport? Well, I'll tell you what, because of what? Probably expecting Amazon transport? Are you expecting Carvana transport? Listen, you can have it good, you can have it fast, you can have it cheap, but you can't have all three things right at once at the very same time. But we are going to talk about it. And originally, this Misty shared this. It was Misty's idea, First Choice Transport. She was like, "Yeah, this is the graphic. This is what sums up that if you're getting all three, you're in unicorn land." And here you go. This was Skip Kavanaugh shared this on LinkedIn today. We offer 3 kinds of services: good, cheap, fast. You see me, I'm driving this home. I'm driving home. Okay, you can have it good and cheap, but it won't be fast. You can have it fast and good, but it won't be cheap. And you can have it cheap and fast, but it won't be good. So which one sums up your favorite load board? Okay, so you know I talk about the auto transport industry ecosystem. And we got OEMs, auctions, dealers, shippers, brokers, services, carriers, loads, equipment, regulations. Tonight's show, we're going to kind of talk about the intersection here, right? It starts with the shipper and the load, and oftentimes goes through a broker, maybe a service, freight forwarder or other, and it ends up with the carrier. I mean, the carrier is the epicenter, and yet we're talking about brokers. Well, they go hand in hand. That's what makes this all so complicated. Let's look at the graph. Okay, so if you add worker plus equipment and car shipping business, okay, you're down here in the corner, the lower left. All right. But if you have no equipment and workers in a car shipping business, you're a broker, and you just keep adding workers but no equipment, you are a broker. When you start adding equipment, you're a broker carrier. Now, you can be an owner-operator carrier with some equipment and one worker, move up to asset-light carrier, right? I've been calling it medium-sized broker all this time, but asset-light carrier apparently is the term you want to use, up to asset-heavy carrier fleet. Capiche? Okay. Hey, Lionel says, new drivers and companies, compliance and all stuff in the truck. And Carlos, I use my cell phone and Garmin commercial GPS. Oh, and Mike said, any recommendations on a navigation app? Got it, and that's where that came from. Oh, and Ryan Girardi is here. What's up, Ryan Girardi? All right, cool. Back to industry news. So, that's what makes this all so complicated, is that I talk about the back of the store, the front of the store. Okay, when I say back of the store, think carrier. When I say front of the store, think more, this is where the brokers focus. And that's another thing I was thinking about, do you have sales guys and then production workers? You do have them arguing. Yeah, because the sales guy will sell something. The production guy's like, wait a minute, we don't have that. It's the penultimate struggle in the business. It just so happens that in auto transport, the sales guy has a different business than the production guy, a la the carrier. Back of the store, front of the store. So let's go to the back of the store. This is some good times. This is on Instagram. This is a dispatch. Did anybody see this? Okay. So it's sharing some kind of a dispatch service. My own dispatcher blocked me today, all because he has no balls to tell his partner Rick to back off. Wow, you want to blank and blank is a liar, doesn't own the dispatching business. Like he told me 4 months ago, he's Rick the Pricks Muppet. Oh my God. Let's keep going. It's too good. All right. By the way, we need to collect the money for the super load you're moving. Blank told is based on $8,000 since you were supposed to pay it off pocket about $4,000 in permits and escorts. I'll tell Blank to send you the invoice. F you. Oh yeah, I can go F myself, man. Got no problem with that, but your bill is still due. Again, F you. You gotta grow up, man. It's time. I wish could say that to me. I face to face in person. FaceTime doesn't count. Remember, your bill is due. Oh, and there's more. Doesn't even know how to speak. Okay. Italian Portuguese. Portuguese. So you can tell me to F myself in all multiple languages if you want, but your bill is still due. F off. Okay, bro. I'll void your bill if you got the balls to tell me that in person. Deal? I'll drive to you if need it. F you. And then he gives a map where they can meet. I'll be waiting for you, F stick. You can count on that. Hurry up. I wish you rush like that to pay your pending bill. F you. Okay. Anybody having fun? That about sums it up. That'd be the back of the store. When the back of the store meets the front of the store. Okay, so this vehicle inspector says, I'm not one to be ugly or unprofessional, but will be the one to warn others. I understand starting a business is hard, long, frustrating, yeah. But Blankety Blank Transport LLC out of Lexington, check your records, is by far the rudest, loudest, obnoxious company I've ever used. The owner pulled up, the work vehicle smelled like the parking lot. Smelt the parking lot up of drugs. The music had blaring was inappropriate. Cuss to customer. Find out his insurance is a fraud. Has nothing, no coverage for a standard only automatic. Nothing would be covered. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. Do we have any? Oh, you can't read it. You can't read it. I had the live chat on. Well, I pulled the thing up. We're going to keep going. But I mean, is there any good news here in industry news, Jay? Oh. Auto Workers Union, U.S. agree to reform union following massive corruption scandal. Oh, okay. So it does go from top to bottom, or bottom to top. The UAW also agreed to pay $1.5 million resolve tax investigation and administrative fees. 3 training centers. Oh. All right. Related, union bosses allegedly blew $1 million on cigars and golf. All right. Great. Okay, let's try something else. Okay, so with Central Dispatch, you know what you're going to get, but I learned something new. Blank jammed me by $3,000 a month back, dispatched an order which filled me up. They called back to force me to take another one, or else they'd cancel the first one. I said no, I'm full, won't screw with my clients that way. They canceled the original contract. I issued a negative rating on Central, who says it's invalid because the listing on Central was then afterward contracted through a different platform. So crooks, listen up. Go post all your stuff on Central. They'll facilitate your ass. Just be sure not to dispatch it through Central. You are good. Carry on. Okay. All right. That's awesome, man. Good to know. Hey, anybody know what a freight forwarder does? Can I take a load from one transporter and transfer to another or deliver to destination? What I need to know is when car carriers at Company X will unload cars in the same yard, trucks owned by Company Y deliver to final destination. Is that what freight forwarding is all about? That is a good question. And this is actually going to be an interesting conversation. It continues to go on. This is, extremely related. Lots of information. I'll tell you what, you know what we're going to do? We're going to kick the can. Because Brian Riker, he then gives a long explanation. And he goes into depth. I'll tell you what, here's what I want you to do. Go ahead and join Brian and I tomorrow on DOT compliance. Wednesdays at noon, we're going to go into this. So, Brian, I'm going to make a note. DOT compliance. Tomorrow, we are going to cover that freight forwarder conversation. We're going to go in depth. Let's keep going. Moises here at Peninsular Welding. We offer the best service for car haulers. If you're not familiar, let me make this business card bigger. Here we go. Moises, there's his number. Serving all of Central Florida. Mobile welding, jump starts, graphite, brakes, PMs and hoses. Why am I sharing this? I think we're going to see more and more mobile services. It's already picked up with fixed stops, with dealerships. Thank you for sharing that on Facebook, Moises. Hey, sick of looking at broker boards and still looking for freight? That's another common one. We talk about that on Dispatching Live. Tribeca Automotive is hiring. Jack Cooper is hiring. We talked about that. That's a video I shared. Go to jackcooper.com/careers. We also got, we appreciate driver appreciation, right? Everybody appreciates photos from the road. There's Don's truck. You got Jim's truck, Dennis's truck, Daniel's truck, Terry and Paul, shared by First Choice Transport. So there is an example, right, of a broker carrier that is showing driver recognition. And are we seeing that more on social media? Yes, we are seeing that more on social media. We're seeing a lot more social media of where broker meets carrier. It's a good thing. So JD says, hey Jay, I'm looking forward to tonight. I just thought of a great topic for a future show unless you've already done it. The ins and outs of selecting a good shipping broker as a small business. That show is tonight. How do we make auto transportation easier for you? Right? You got to have the sales side, got to have the carrier side, sell it together. And then this was shared by Misty, right? Small or large? Small company advantages, large company advantages. We're going to talk about this slide a little bit more tonight. And I saw this just randomly. Shipping Match introduces global shipping marketplace alongside with freight shipping directory. You know, like it or not, you are going to continue to see a lot of broker carrier marketing. If you're a carrier, add that broker side. If you can't beat them, join them. Right? Right. 907X815, do the math. That's pretty random. But this is how you get your car shipping news. It's on Tuesday nights live on Auto Transport Intel. And, I hit your car, but I'm pretending to write my info because people are watching me. Hope you can fix it. Good luck. Watch Auto Transport Intel. Throw it up on the big screen. See, I'm experimenting. Just go with it. Sign up for the ATI Insider. You're looking for information, go ahead and do that. Join the Slack network, talk to Ty, get a free session on Cars on the Move monthly roundtable. Okay, I told you it'd be worth it. All right, you ready? Don't go anywhere.
At Real Suspicious Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to deny anything, even an out-of-diesel disgruntled quadra car hauling team. So get derailed with no cargo coverage. At Real Suspicious Insurance, we know a thing or two and deny a claim or three. No cargo coverage. Dum 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 dum.
So anyways, back to the live chat. Easy Auto Ship is here with us. What's going on, Easy Auto Ship? Silver Mint is here. What's going on? SA Trans. What's going on, SA Trans? Knucklehead27 is here. What's going on, Knucklehead27? And, Paul at the White Tablecloth, he's here. Cameron Reid is here from ClearPathTMS. If you've got a question, put it in the live chat. Real Suspicious Insurance? Sounds suspicious. Moving on with industry news, Auto Remarketing posted this article, Car Gurus to buy 51% stake in Car Offer. Now, you might wonder, well, why does that matter to me? Well, I'll tell you what. Car Offer makes deals to get a lot of wholesale vehicles moved. And now it's owned by Car Gurus. That's pretty interesting. In fact, in a deal that would expand the company into wholesale, Car Gurus has agreed to purchase a majority stake in Car Offer, an automated instant vehicle trade platform. It's a big deal, $275 million. The purchase will give Car Gurus the ability to offer dealers additional wholesale capabilities, leading to a digital solution by which dealers can sell and acquire retail and wholesale vehicles. Car Gurus said expanding into wholesale is a key piece of its overall platform strategy. Car Offer is disrupting the traditional wholesale auction model in the same way that Car Gurus gained the position as the leading online consumer automotive marketplace. The combination of Car Gurus' industry-leading dealer network and the instant market value retail pricing and Car Offer's instant trade technology and logistics capabilities creates a powerful selling platform. It's interesting news. Already feels like old news because there's always another big news story. Did you see this one? I think this was today. It was today. Online car, maybe yesterday. Online car dealer Vroom buying Car Story for $120 million. Now, we've heard of Vroom, online car sales. What is Car Story? Car Story helps you sell your car. What has Paul at Black Book been talking about lately? Ways for dealers to increase their inventory with consumer purchases, buying from the consumer's driveway. Car Story. In fact, Black Book integrates with CarsFast. What do we got here? Black Book announced the integration of its used API values and inventory pricing into CarsFast, a digital service that allows consumers to shop and get financed from their cell phones. Dude. But you know what? Go ahead, keep driving around using paper. Forget about it. Okay. Hey, did you see the Black Book Recovery Update show that we did? That was last Tuesday night. That was an amazing show. We brought auto repossession into auto transport, the intersection. We also talked about consumer delinquencies with the marketplace, what's going on. That was an amazing show. And the lead host on that was Paul Machine. Check that out. If you haven't seen this, the Transport Inventory Q4 2020 with Black Book, that is a great analysis, 11-minute presentation. It's great stuff. And the show before that was another big one. Streamline remarketing operations with Auto IMS, Condition Reports, and McConkey Auction Group. Now, I wanted to bring that up, and this is one of the reasons why ClearPathTMS is on the show tonight. So we got, all right, let's do that lineup again, Jay. We got Robbie from LMR Companies. So we're talking about broker carrier. And then we're adding Ty, Cars on the Move. Again, broker carrier. And then we're, taking a left turn over to technology with ClearPath. Now, here's why. ClearPath is not only a technology TMS that works with brokers and carriers, like most other TMSs, right? But what ClearPath has done is they got something called Plateau that we're going to be talking more about tonight. I've teased it in the past, but Plateau is an overarching tech structure. How many apps do you want to work with per day? You want to log in and out of 10 apps? You want to keep doing that? Or do you want to just use your favorite app and everything else is kind of translated and connected? That's Plateau. Think Plateau. So in the past, with Auto IMS, we were talking about the auto auction transport technology and API. You go from vehicle assignment, you know the cycle, vehicle assignment, vehicle or transport status, then transport CR or inspection. Now you have the auction check-in, and then the transport fees, the transport's done. Let's go to the next slide. Transporters, consigners, auctions, all with different technologies needing to connect, right? And APIs are the tech thingies that connect the transportation technologies. And this is Auto IMS. They already got all of these transportation companies and technologies connected. So we're going to talk about what's going on with ClearPath. Because again, you see news. Look, RPM, they've got a drive app. Everybody has an app. So again, I ask you, how many apps? Put it in the live chat. How many apps do you want to log in and out of every day? Or how many TMSs do you want to log in and out of every day? How many load boards do you want to check every day? I've talked about that too. I think that's in here. Yes, it is. In fact, I don't know if you've seen this. This is the 1-hour video edit of the Auto Transport Software Update. This is 1 year ago, and it still holds up. Over 40 companies and links in the video description. And then I distilled it down into the top 12 car hauling load boards. This was a year ago that I put this together. Do you want to check 12 load boards? Or do you not want to check 12 load boards? I ask you. And while you're pondering that, did you know on Automotive News they said dealers are turning to Snapchat to attract younger buyers? And you know what really caught my eye? Why doesn't it say TikTok? Snapchat? You're just now turning to Snapchat? Does anybody still use Snapchat? I thought TikTok was everything. I don't know. Can you dance and sell a car? I'm guessing, because you certainly can drive a car without driving it. Cadillac is talking about how to use Super Cruise. You're going to love this. GMC is about to take things to the next level. In the 2022 model, the GMC Sierra 1500 Denali will be the first truck that can kind of drive itself on the highway while towing a trailer. That's right. Super Cruise, the car maker's excellent hands-free semi-autonomous driving aid, is looking to get into trucks hauling trailers autonomously. Wait. You thought the super trucker was going crazy? Wait till he sees that go by, right? And the guy's like, like mixing his coffee or, on the phone. This is why I'm telling you, in the future, it's not the future, but a future job will be driver, dispatcher, broker, carrier, all in one in the truck, or in the garage on a remote control. I don't know which, but it's coming faster than we thought. Volvo's electric semi-truck with 150 miles range coming in 2021. What's interesting is that, but that's compared to the 300 to 500 miles range targeted by Tesla and Nikola 2 with 500 to 750 miles. How is that? 150 miles of range? It's not very far. I guess that's why it's coming out soon. I don't know. Amazon's Zoox. Now, I know this isn't a truck. It's not a trailer. Is it a car? Amazon's Zoox unveils electric robot taxi that can travel up to 75 miles per hour. Well, somebody's got to take it to its location. So let me know if you haul a Zoox. Let me know. Keep me posted. We got our first Zoox. Transport groups request vaccine priority for supply chain workers. Now, I know this probably doesn't have anything to do with car hauling, but supply chain organizations requested cargo transportation workers receive coronavirus vaccine priority. The Association of Port Authorities, railroads, American Trucking. Ooh, the ATA is in there. What about car haulers? Do they get the vaccine? And then the question is, if they can get the vaccine, will they take it? I don't know. Something. Or will you take the vaccine? Toyota warns of vehicle delivery delays following global logistics issues. I know. Turn up the Wayback Machine. I know, deja vu. Didn't we already go through this? Global logistics delays? Well, delivery times are being delayed by a range of supply issues overseas, the effects of COVID, closed borders, delayed shipping and logistics. And just in case you think it's fake news, it's not just Toyota. Honda says they're having the same thing. They're halting UK production linked to COVID, preparations for Brexit. Okay. See, I'll take the whole thing, and I'll just add a side of Brexit, please. We are going to do DOT compliance tomorrow at noon. That's with Brian Riker. We're going to talk about that fast-forwarding article. So please do join us. It's tomorrow, December 16th at noon. You can just click the reminder if you go to YouTube, go to autotransportintel.com. No, go to the Auto Transport Intel homepage on YouTube, and you can scroll down, you can click on the reminder, click on DOT compliance. Yep, I want to get that one. Give a like, give a share, tune in for that. Ooh, dispatching live. Yeah, I want to set my reminder for that. Go ahead and do that. And click on Cars on the Move, Dealers, Auctions, and Carriers, Fridays at noon with Jay and Ty. You can go ahead and click on that one too while you're there. This is the Car Shipping Business Channel. I'm Jay, your host. And I thank you. I thank you for tuning in, taking the time, and it's the Tuesday night networking deal, and you can join the live chat. Let's see what else. What did I miss? Looks like I missed quite a few actually. Ooh, SA Trans been parked for 2 weeks. Gonna have to take the hit. Ooh, wow. Well, if you're still there on Thursday, join us on Dispatching Live. We'll try to get you out. Don't pay attention. There's plenty of clowns to get loads from. That's hilarious. Guessing you are out of... Yeah, okay. Oh, we got a conversation going on. That's awesome, man. Get on 95 and start looking. Think I'm going to head to NC and try and go from there. Oh, actually, you know what? That's cool. Go watch on the previous, here, I'll find it for you. On the previous Dispatching Live, just go to, I'm going to do it. Go to YouTube. Go to Auto Transport Intel. And if you click on The Struggle is Real. Now, that's last Thursday's Dispatching Live. And we actually, let's see here. There's no good loads. And when it's time to get home, yeah, if you search in the description and I'll share the link to the Dispatching Live from last Thursday. This is for you, SA Trans. I put the link in there, and if you click on that and you look in the video description, I talk about, somewhere in there you can click on the section where we talked about, deadheading and just getting to another city and strategies of how to do that. So that's what we do on Dispatching Live. We want to help. Misty says upfitters are having similar issues. Yeah, that's interesting. Can't wait to talk to you about that, Misty. Yeah, be sure to bring up upfitters. Awesome. Shaw Auto Carriers, greetings to all. What's up, Shaw Auto Carriers? Thanks for tuning in. And a side of Brexit, please, says Ryan. Robbie at SA Trans, are you a 9-car Stinger? Cool, man. See, that's what the networking is all about. Networking happens. And I know we've talked about this too, and I've had conversations with some of you guys. I know that many people, many people don't want to talk in the live chat. Don't have anything to say. I know that. Just want to watch the show, and you're welcome to do that. If you don't want to participate in the live chat, but if you do, if you're looking for answers or something specific, send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. I'll try to help you, or you can go to autotransportintel.com, click on sign up, and again, you can get in touch with Ty. You can access our member network through Slack. You can join us for a Cars on the Move roundtable. Actually, we got a couple groups joining us on the next roundtable that are not carriers. We've got one that is like a carrier fleet, and one that is a tech company. Schedules change, I know that. Things change all the time, but really do want to help. SA Trans says, oh, nope, have a wedge and a drive-in. Awesome, man. I love it. I love you guys talking in there, seeing that. And community, ecosystem. I know that. I heard somebody say that term ecosystem gets overused. I think it's true. I think it does. I don't know what to say instead. Community, group, organization, network. I don't know. Help me out. But I'll tell you what. Without further ado, Jay, you've got. Oh, yes. That's it. You know what time it is? Robbie's in the live chat. Robbie, are you ready to join the show? We're going to bring you in. Oh, we're a few minutes past. I didn't even realize what's going on. So I'll tell you what. Stick around. We're going to be right back after this. Remember, jackcooper.com/careers.
Even with all the tools at our disposal, there is still about 48 million empty miles in our network. Empty miles happen when driver Bob makes his delivery and returns home without freight. After all, there aren't cars just waiting for delivery on every corner. But there is non-automotive freight, and our network is already active around the country. So what if Bob could leverage his trailer to deliver something other than cars? We searched high and low to find a way to do this within regulations, and we found it. We can do this now with current equipment, and we're working on innovative new trailers that will deliver even more cars and more freight. This is a total game changer, and here's the math. We're already backhauls can be found without adding miles to Bob's trip. This means Jack Cooper will make even more profit, and our drivers will make even more money. It also means fewer miles in America's delivery network and lower carbon emissions for the country. Call it a win-win-win-win. For driver Bob, for Jack Cooper, for America, and for our investors. We're Jack Cooper, driving innovation for the 21st century.
Hi, welcome back to Auto Transport Intel. In January, there was a thing called COVID. Really? Listen, man, so glad you're back with us. And you're just in time. Listen, if you're just tuning in right now, you didn't miss a thing, because we're about to begin our very first guest of the evening, and we're gonna add several, and we're gonna talk about brokers, carriers, broker carriers. So without further ado, here we go. We're gonna be live with Robbie. Robbie, can you see me and hear me okay? Check, check. I see you, but I don't hear you. I don't hear you yet. Because I think your microphone is muted. Let's see. Silverman says I haven't seen freight on a JC truck yet. And Ty was talking about gang members. Can you hear me now, Robbie?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes. What's up? Okay, that was it. It's just a simple microphone mute. You didn't want to be rude, and so you're muting your microphone. And
of course.
Hey, what's up? I see the KC Chiefs helmet.
That's right, man. Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
What's that? Yeah, I think the Chiefs, man, and I rarely, not only do I not talk politics, I almost never talk sports. Because soon as I talk sport, I can hang with politics. I can rabble rouse. But with sports, I'm so out of my element.
Well, I'm not in all sports, but if it's about the Chiefs, I can talk about it all day.
All right, good. Well, we may end up doing that if we run out of broker carrier stuff to talk about. So do me a favor, Robbie. Please say hello to the Auto Transport Intel live studio audience.
Good evening, everybody. Glad to be on. Honored to be here.
And do me a favor. Tell us more about, your background, what you do, LMR Companies. Tell us more about that.
So please. I've been in the industry with both big box carriers and smaller carriers for the last 25 years. Since I was a kid, I was raised in this industry. Spent a lot of time at a big box carrier, learned a lot, and now I work for LMR Companies, which is a combination of LMR Trucking, based out of Charleston, South Carolina, and SEC Auto Transport, based out of Shelbyville, Tennessee. And I'm the Director of Operations for SEC Auto Logistics, which is our brokerage arm, our asset-light division. Okay,
right. So I'm glad you just said that. So there we go. There begins there's a categorization. We see this time and again with companies throughout the auto transport business. And I say it this way because when it seems like a lot of folks, when they're starting out, they're looking at being a carrier. And then you have occasionally people that are like, oh, I want to be a broker.
Right.
But I think what we find out over time is as you grow, if you're able to grow your customer base, you end up doing a hybrid.
Yeah. I think a lot of companies end up doing that. They grow to a point, they grow their customer base to a point where it outpaces their own capacity. And so they need to bring in additional capacity. And the quickest, cheapest, and fastest way to do that is by bringing in third-party carriers. We've got some pretty tall requirements to work with us because we work with a lot of high-end vehicles. We've got new car manufacturer contracts. And so as long as you meet those criteria, then we'd love to have you with us. And that's what really helps us capitalize sometimes in areas that are maybe outside of our wheelhouse, and then on additional capacity needs inside of our wheelhouse.
Right. And as you say that, so not only do you have broker carrier considerations of the organization, of equipment, of how you manage your business and costs, etc. But then there are so many different types of shipper clients to have.
Yeah, there are, absolutely.
And that's why, as I try to list them, I don't even know. It would be quite a long list if you took everything from POV and fleet, corporate relocation, auction moves, dealer swaps and sales, repo, and then you've got final mile delivery from over the road car hauling, door to door, enclosed, in ops. I'm sure I didn't even mention OEMs, right? Or picking up at railheads, delivering to ports, picking up at ports. There are so many different ways, that different reasons why cars are transported, and that again, as a growing organization, as you're introduced to all those different, I don't know if they're verticals or variations of shippers, you realize what it takes to grow and manage. Then you got to manage all their expectations.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And on the OEM side, the expectations are very similar. There are certain industry standards they all kind of hold us to. But once you get outside of that, the expectations vary wildly.
So on the one hand, I'll bring up the graphic again of the unicorn. We got the unicorn logo, and I know it's a little strange, and maybe it's better to bring this one up, the good, cheap, fast, because I think what's happening, I think what I'm seeing, what I'm trying to nail down is that there's this belief that auto transport can be in the unicorn. We don't have it, but but you can't. Like that, maybe Amazon can do the unicorn transport.
Yeah, I would say they're one of the very few. I mean, that's. But
again, it's not a car.
There's not a better illustration than that right there, right? And to pick two couldn't be more true.
And so, because of Amazon, and now Carvana's got people thinking that unicorn land is a transport given.
Yeah, to a point. With their final mile delivery piece on their cute little rollbacks. Yeah.
Right. And so there, and that's why I think it's important to bring it up. Obviously, this has been a struggle all along. Good, cheap, fast, trying to do your best to hit all the targets. But I think it's getting even harder as we move. Like we now, yes, as has been said on some dealer events, is that this is we're in a delivery economy. And
yeah, absolutely.
And with all the digital auctions happening, there's more single unit moves now than before.
Correct. There are.
I'm going to bring up, if it's okay with you, I want to bring up your website.
Okay.
And I want to start diving into some of that. LMRcompanies.com/services, right? And these are the services. Do me a favor. Tell me more about, I don't know if we pick a box, Timeframe, Haulaway, OEM Haulaway and Spot Buy, auction and dealer services. Where should we start?
Well, I mean, we can start at top left if you'd like, right there at Critical Timeframe Logistics. That's, so those types of moves that, what I'm talking about when we talk about Critical Timeframe Logistics, most of these manufacturers send their cars to auto shows. They send them for commercial shoots, photo shoots, ride and drive events at the racetracks around the country so that the dealers can come out and drive these new models and race them around the track. Well, those cars for the Super Bowl, as a matter of fact, which the Chiefs won last year. I don't know if any of your viewers are aware of that. But those cars have got to get there somehow, right? And then they've got to get picked up, and they've got a very specific time they need to arrive when they're inbound, and a very specific time they need to be picked up when they're outbound. And so we help the manufacturers, a variation of different manufacturers with these types of moves, and they are very critical in time frame, and they typically, the cost is proportionate to the need.
Right.
And so they pay really well. Yeah, they do. And you can have good, expensive, and fast, but you can't have good, cheap, and fast. And so anyways, so those are the kinds of things we talk about there. Other kinds of critical timeframe logistics would be vehicles that are going for cold winter testing, and the engineers are being flown from somewhere in Europe, right?
Special,
and so
secret.
They need these cars in a cold weather environment, whether that's Alaska or Minnesota or northern Michigan. And, it's our job to get those cars there on time for these engineers to test them out, tear them up, have fun with them, and then we pick them back up and take them back to their destination. So that's what we talk about when we speak of critical time frame logistics. The OEM Haulaway logistics is so that's speaking more to our asset-based entities, LMR Trucking and SEC Auto Transport. Both have contractual agreements with OEMs for Haulaway logistics from their ports, plants, and railheads to the dealer, and so both of those companies thrive in that arena. The spot buy assistance, earlier you mentioned that December, things kind of tail off. It bends the other way for us as the dealers push and push and push to get their year-end sales in so that they can, work their way towards the number one selling vehicle in the world. So December, the third quarter, and December specifically tends to be a very, very busy time for us. So a quick plug, if you're a 9-car hauler, you've got good insurance, good equipment, please reach out to me. Jay, you can put my email in the live chat if you like.
What's your email?
It's Robbie at secauto.net. ROBBIE at secauto.net.
Got it.
So if you've got a 7-car, 8-car, 9-car, the contractual and the spot buy, those are based on full loads, based around a 9-car carrier. So, a 3-car wedge, it's a little bit more difficult for us to satisfy their rate expectations. But when they're in a jam, we're certainly willing to help. But if you are a 9-car stinger with nice equipment, good insurance, and a good safety record, please reach out to me, email me, and we will get you set up. We are very busy in Jacksonville, Florida, Brunswick, Georgia, both of those areas going to the southeast, Greer, South Carolina, going to the northeast, and Chattanooga going to the northeast, and Illinois, Iowa, and Wisconsin. So if you've got trucks, we've got freight. We pay very quickly, and we pay industry leading rates. That's something that's important to us because we are an asset-based company. You've got some, and I won't name them, but everybody knows them. You've got some brokerages, right? Some non-asset-based companies that are strictly a broker, and they put out terrible rates. I've seen some of your shows where you'll go through, and they're horrible. They don't have the assets. They don't really care what it costs you to run your truck, how much your insurance costs, what your fuel costs, your driver expenses, your maintenance. They don't care about any of that. They care about peeling their 15, 20, 30% off the top and giving you the load because they know you need it. We approach this a little bit differently. We believe in paying top dollar, paying you quickly because we know cash flow is king in car haul, in transportation in general, but in car haul especially because it's a very cash intensive industry. So we believe in paying good and paying fast and building relationships with quality carriers out there that help us obtain these objectives, fill in that gap of demand and capacity.
Hey, and quick question. Got a question here in the live chat. Where do the ones out of Jacksonville go again?
So Jacksonville is Volkswagens, and those go into North Carolina and South Carolina.
Okay.
And then out of Brunswick, Georgia, which is just a few miles up the road from Jacksonville, really.
Right.
90 miles or so. We've got BMWs and Mercedes there going into Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, and South Carolina. Both of those locations are very busy right now. And if you take a load into the Carolinas and you meet the insurance requirements, which are a little bit taller for BMW, and if you do meet those insurance requirements,
right,
we can load you right out of Greer, South Carolina, going up to the Northeast.
Right. Okay. So yeah, because SA Trans had SA Trans asked that question. Said he's got a friend that runs an 8-car Cottrell up to the north. So yep, coming out of Jacksonville, going north.
Yeah,
that's the Carolinas,
absolutely,
right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So SAT Trans, shoot me an email. and I'll respond back to you after the show. And you can sign up online. We make it really easy and really quick. And if you meet the criteria, if your buddy meets the criteria, then we'll gladly partner with you guys and get you loaded.
Cool. And the email address again, Robbie at seccauto.net. Now, Robbie, do me a favor. You're cooking there on the topics. Tell me some more.
So, and the spot buy assistance is typically, what an OEM does at the end of the month or the end of the quarter or the end of the year to push additional vehicles out beyond the capacity that their contractual carriers have agreed to handle. And so once they exceed that threshold, they look for reliable partners that are signed up with them and have backup rates in place. And they look to those guys and they say, hey, can you help us move these 500, 1,000 cars, whatever, 100 cars? It varies. And so they do pay a premium for that service because it comes at you quick. And when it's done, the tap's off. It's done. You've got to go elsewhere. And so anyways, that's the spot buy business. It comes at you quick. It's good money. They want it done fast. There's no lollygagging, no grass growing. Yeah. So it's time to load the cars and go.
And again, I mean, they're not going to approach a smaller organization because they don't have time to mess around. How does that work? Do they approach you, or do you hear about it and you approach them? Or both?
Well, sometimes it's both. I mean,
yeah.
I'm the director of business development for both asset-based companies, so it's my job to go get that business, right? To stay tuned into the market and stay in touch with the customers, and yeah, so they come at us, or I'm reaching out to them, talking about future potential for various different things.
And again, just to be specific, that is an OEM. Spot buy assistance is with OEMs, right?
Correct.
Yeah. To get a large group of vehicles, we're talking dozens, hundreds, to regions.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a fast manner.
In a fast manner, absolutely.
In a fast manner, right? Okay. Yeah. All right.
So when that comes along, you make hay while the sun shines, and then you go back to doing what you do on a regular basis.
That is very interesting, and I can see that getting. I mean, obviously it's competitive for price. There's probably other factors to because service level and coverage and safety. There must be an
damage ratio and equipment age. There's a lot of factors that they look at when they decide who they're going to bring in.
I heard equipment.
And you've got to have a proven track record with them. Typically, they're not calling on folks that haven't already gone through the rigorous process of signing up with an OEM.
Yeah, right. Okay. Let's see here. I'm just going to bring the website back up. Okay, so, and then what else we got here? Auction dealer. Yeah, go ahead.
Auction and dealer services, ties specialty, if you will. So the auctions, right, or the dealers, how do they get cars? Well, they get trade-ins, which I'm sure they're holding on to a lot more these days because it's tough to buy cars at the auction. But typically they go to the auction, whether that's online or in person. And so when they do that, and we take this contractual business to the Northeast, we work out of various auctions in the Northeast with these dealers that are in areas where we want to get back to and to service the OEM contracts. And so when they buy, of course, we go in and we pick up the vehicles and we get them transported to their different locations around the country.
When I was talking in the industry news, did you see the portion about the APIs and I'm glad we're going to be talking with ClearPath tonight because that technology you use, is that a factor in?
Oh, it's a huge factor.
Okay.
Huge factor, right? I mean, so to give you an idea, right? So our asset light division in the last 30 days has shipped, I don't know, a couple thousand cars. And I think maybe I posted 1 or 2 loads on Central. We've worked with ClearPath to develop a feature where once our carrier base reaches a certain point, we don't have to rely on central dispatch, which is I know some folks, they rely on it but it's scraping the bottom. I mean, just dirt prices on there. It's terrible. So we get this information out to them directly from our TMS. We request updates directly from our TMS, and all of our entities. ClearPath put together a deal where we were able to integrate all of our entities into one TMS, which is an absolutely fantastic feature for us. And then the other carriers that are using ClearPath and some carriers who are using other TMS providers, when they take a load, we're able to just click a button and it goes over the internet. It pops right into their screen with all of the information. It's not an email. It goes right into their TMS so that there's no gap or misinterpretation on data entry. The information goes in, and you mentioned earlier about how many apps do you want to use. The neat thing is they can use, the driver of that company can use their native app, and as they mark a damage at pickup or delivery, as they pick up the vehicles and as they deliver them, those updates transfer in real time right back into our system. So I don't have to ask him how the driver's doing or has he delivered this car, because I can already look in my system and see the answer to that question. So yeah, ClearPath has been integral to our success. Absolutely.
And what I'm going to do is, on that note, I'm going to add Ty. Ty's going to be joining us here in a minute. So I apologize for the email screen popping up like that. And so I know we've got a couple more topics on your website. What else you got there? You've got, let's see here. Let's take a look. You've got relocation. Tell me what custom bonded moves. Oh, customs bonded. I get it. Tell me more about customs bonded moves.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of manufacturers that manufacture the vehicle here in the United States, and that vehicle needs to go overseas or across the border. And so when a vehicle is made for Europe, and let's say at the plant in Greer, for instance, when a vehicle's made for Europe, it cannot touch the soil in the United States. The plant where they make it is a free trade zone, and the port where it gets on the ship is a free trade zone. So they have to have a carrier that is customs bonded to move that vehicle from a free trade zone to a free trade zone. And so we're customs bonded, and we move thousands and thousands of vehicles a year from port to port, plant to port, etc.
That is pretty fascinating. I'm going to tell you, Robbie, I have not heard that converson before.
Yeah. And, I mean, we move
I almost feel like I'm at a trade show. You just teleported me to a trade show where Ty and I have been at shows where we've been in conversations with folks that work in other service areas, and we hear things we don't know if we've heard that before. Custom bonded, I have not heard that before. Now I'm sure there's got to be several carriers like, well, yeah, I'm custom bonded. Is that an insurance level? Tell me more about the specifics and the details on that.
Well, I mean, the value of the car is the value of the car. So your insurance level per se doesn't change. There's no additional requirement there. That's typically based on the value of the vehicles that you're hauling. But you've got to go through a bond broker, a customs bond broker, and purchase a bond. And I'm not entirely involved in that process.
Right. It is really. I'm going to be seeking this out. If there's anybody, because I'm really curious, and it makes so much sense.
Yeah, I think it's a $75,000 bond.
Do you think do we import more than we export?
I don't know. I don't know. I would say that we do import more than we export. I
would think so. But yeah. I'm very interested in this. So that's what happens, though. Man, you tell me about something I've never heard about, and I sponge right on that thing. I want to know more. Ty, can you see us and hear us okay?
Yeah. Can you see and hear me?
I hear you. I see you. And Ty, you already know Robbie.
Yeah. I'm so excited, too, because I haven't seen Robbie for, how long's it been, man? Last time I talked to you, I think you were United Road.
Yeah. So I left there in 16, but yeah. And you actually knew Jerry a little better than myself. So, but it has been
Oh yeah.
a very long time.
Yeah. You started, I think, what was it? You were maybe 3 years old and you were driving the truck with Ted?
Yeah, somewhere around there. You know how we were raised.
Oh, I do. I do.
Hey,
I'll
man,
tell you
this
what,
is car hauling.
Yeah,
That's right.
I'm really impressed with just the way you talk and present yourself, and the information is it's amazing, man. And one of the things that I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, I never made it into the OEM world. I had 20 trucks, broker, did a lot of stuff, dealer, never made it into the OEM world. So anytime I hear guys start talking about OEM, I kind of get excited. My ears start perking up. But you were with United Road, left them in 2016. You've driven trucks, loaded trucks. You've been in and out of auctions. You know all this, right?
I do. Yeah. Yep. It's been a long time since I've been in and out of an auction or driven or loaded a truck, but yes, absolutely.
So you're with LMR, and where are you located now?
Just south of Nashville, Tennessee, in Shelbyville, Tennessee.
All right, good. And then you've got these OEM contracts. Your job, if I'm hearing you right, your job is to make sure the OEM guys are happy and go get more OEM work, right?
That's one side of my job. Yep, absolutely.
And the other
So
side
the other side is running SEC Auto Logistics. So I manage all of our spot buy business. We've got some short-term spot buy business. We've got some medium-term spot buy business. So it's my job to manage all of that as well.
So you're staying more in the OEM world. Is that what I'm hearing?
I primarily stay engulfed in the OEM world. Yeah.
Engulfed, right. So that's where I get excited, because I get rid of all my trucks. I'm not a broker. I don't have trucks. I'm not a dealer. But Jay and I met, and we started going to these big conferences. We're going to Automotive Logistics. We're going to.
I saw that one from the hotel in Detroit.
Huh?
Man, those shows.
Yep. I saw that one.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're ready for that.
Yeah, he saw did you see the Detroit show live, or you just saw it later?
I saw when you guys were back in the hotel room filming that evening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, we get to go to these things, and I'm sitting there having coffee, whatever it is we're doing, and talking to Volkswagen, talking to Honda, I'm just like, wow,
dude,
this is so amazing.
We were sitting at the bar with the Ultima Media guys of Automotive Logistics that put on the conference, hanging out of the bar. We met Scott at VW, and there was a guy from Accelerated there. Then at lunch the next day, they sat down, just had to figure somewhere to sit down, sat next down to Charles at Honda, which I think he's at Glovis now. But yeah, I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah,
because
it's really fun.
You're swimming upstream, getting the information.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah. So anyway, what I'm doing now, helping guys that are either want to get in the business or are in it and they don't know what they're doing. So I spend a lot of time on the phone talking to guys, and a lot of times what I get is, I want to haul new cars, Ty. Okay, well, what do you got? Well, I got a 1-ton and a 3-car, but I want to haul new cars. And it's hard sometimes I'm the jerk, right? Sorry, buddy, you're never going to haul a new car. I'm just being honest. Can you expound on that for us? You kind of hit on it a little bit earlier, but kind of explain, I'm new in the business. I want to be a big car hauler someday, but I'm just getting started. And I want to haul new cars. Ty says, no, you can't. Okay, Robbie, you take over.
Well, I wouldn't say that no, you can't, but you can't do it for yourself. You're not going to go get an OEM contract and start hauling Fords out of Kansas City to the local KC dealers. That's not likely to happen. But what I would say, the OEM contracts are built around companies that have a large number of trucks that can serve, and the number that it takes varies. It could be a small contract, all the way up to 1,000 truck contract. But if you've got a 3-car and you want to get into hauling new cars, I would say get leased on to a company that signs up owner operators, that has the short haul local contract, that where you're hauling, big pickups, stuff like that work well on wedges and should pay okay for some local work. By no means are you going to get rich doing that. If you had 103 cars, maybe. But there's opportunities out there for those guys to get into a little bit more steady work, but it typically isn't going to be under their own authority. They're going to lease on and sign a lease agreement with a larger company that has that contract or has access to or a partnership with another company that has that contract.
So I guess the next question is that something you guys do? Do you?
Yeah. So we don't have any localized business. So a 3-car, in our network probably doesn't fit really well.
Right.
We're geared around a 9-car Stinger operation. We haul a lot of, we don't haul it on the contractual side, anything with big pickups or anything like that. But we do haul imports and vehicles that are made there in Greer, and they're very big, very heavy vehicles. So that's what the OEM business is geared around. But there are plenty of contracts that do require a 3-car, say, in Baltimore, or Kansas City, or Chicago, where you're delivering from, say, Elwood, Illinois, at the Volkswagen yard to dealers around Chicago. You could probably make some decent money with a 3-car doing it that way.
Yeah, and I tell you,
otherwise, you're right, Jay.
That's awkward. I'm not always right, but when I am, it's usually here. It's because it's my show. I tell you what, Ty, go ahead, and then we're going to bring in Cameron in a few minutes. But please continue.
Okay, so LMR is your trucks. Is that? Explain that to me.
So LMR Companies is the umbrella, say, okay, and underneath the umbrella, or underneath the hood, you've got LMR Trucking in Charleston, South Carolina. They've got about 45 trucks, and they've got a full-blown office. And our accounting side for both companies is in Charleston at the LMR office. And then you've got SEC Auto Transport, also asset-based, based in Shelbyville, Tennessee. 2 separate companies with separate MCs and DOTs, but owned by the same 2 gentlemen. And SEC has 65, 66 trucks. And we've got a few owner-operators. We just recently started adding owner-operators to our fleet.
Wow, that's amazing. So that you guys,
because the need has outpaced our current capacity. So we've brought in a lot of third-party carriers, and we've started bringing on owner.
Yeah, 2016 or newer is what you guys prefer if you're gonna. Now, what if you're just gonna broker it out?
We prefer 2005 or newer if we're just gonna broker it out.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, and we pay attention to all those little details. We've made commitments to our customers. I've stood in a negotiating room and told them that we have stringent requirements of our third-party carriers, and so we want to live up to our word. We want to over-deliver in that respect.
Good. Well, and I like equipment. I don't talk about equipment. I know you like equipment too, but
I do.
Let's just talk about equipment for just one quick second. So we talk about Stingers, right? That's a big truck. It can haul 9, so you put 3 on the truck and 6 on the trailer.
Yeah.
Traditionally now, the new trend is straps, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a requirement. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, it is for the new car. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I don't think there's an OEM out there anymore. Maybe Ford might let you do some change. I'm not sure. Randy Wills might be able to answer that in the live chat. I know they do some work with Ford. We don't. So all of our customers do require straps. Yes.
Wow, that's interesting. Good to know.
And recently, the equipment has gone from 75, 76 foot long to 80 foot long. So just recently, we've gained an additional 4 or 5 feet in dimensional capacity, which is fantastic.
So you guys are buying pretty much new stuff then as you add?
Yeah. So last year we purchased 32 new trucks between both entities. For 2019. So far this year, with the way this year has gone, we've taken delivery of 19 new ones this year, and we're just getting started on making our orders for next year. We do cycle the fleet annually.
Yeah. Do you guys when you're done with your trucks, how are you getting rid of them? Are you trading them, or are you selling them on truck paper? What do you do?
So we've got a couple of guys that pretty regularly buy the trucks that we cycle out. We typically cycle them out somewhere between 450 and 600,000 miles, right around 20,000 hours on the engine. Those pack cars, they get pretty costly once you go beyond those miles.
Are you guys buying Peterbilt?
So historically, we have bought exclusively Peterbilt. In 2019, we decided to buy some Western Stars. So we bought about 10, 11 of those. And then more recently, we bought 5 Volvos. And I tell you, we're very, very impressed with the Volvos.
Yeah.
And
that's always blown me away.
Matter.
Randy Wills, Midwestern, was the first guy that let me get inside of a Volvo. I just was at the shop one day and never been in one. Amazing. The inside of those is just, it's crazy, right?
Yeah. The drivers are ready to arm wrestle for the Volvos just to have that additional room in the cab.
Yeah. It's in the way the seat swivels to get back to the bunk. And it's just the way it's laid out, the windshield all the way across, it's a really nice truck is what I'm trying to say. And I was really surprised. I've always been the Peterbilt guy, but definitely good trucks. I know, like I said, Randy's had a ton of them, so that's good. And are you guys primarily using Cottrell?
Yeah, so we are primarily Cottrell. We do have about a dozen lures. Yeah, I think 11 or 12 lures. They've got some really good concepts. They make a good piece of equipment. I think they're still fine tuning some things and getting their engineering just right. So, when things break, they want to know about it and they want to figure out how they can fix it. So we're 97% Cottrell and 3%, lure.
Wow, that's good. Okay, I'm done asking questions. I could keep going forever, but I think, who are we bringing on now?
Oh, I don't know, man. I'd ask a few more. Ask if you keep going. This is good. Keep going.
Okay, so we got the equipment out of the way. We got Volvos, we got Peterbilts, we got Cottrell, we got lure. Mostly, it sounds like if I were to come and work for you, I would probably end up in a Peterbilt with a Cottrell, CX-09?
Yeah, probably a CX-09. We prefer the quick loader. The 80-foot quick loader, it's an easier piece of equipment to attract a driver, which is the most challenging piece in all of these different puzzles, is the driver. Not that it's challenging to have the driver, it's challenging to get the driver and to retain the driver. That's the pain point in our industry, and not just our, the auto transport. That's transportation wide.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like I tell anybody, there's nothing easy about this job. Whether you own it, whether you're a driver, whether you pull cars, whether you dispatch, whether you look at a load, there's nothing easy about hauling cars.
But I tell you, it's one of the most rewarding professions that I've ever been involved in. It feels good to drive the truck down the road. It feels good to load the truck, and every load's a challenge, right? That's the beauty of car haul, is really no two loads are the same. So it's nice, to put the biggest load you've ever put on a truck. It feels good to pull up to a dealer and deliver the cars and see them excited, or see a customer say, "Oh, I want that one." That's cool stuff. And you can make some really good money hauling cars.
Well, then the key, and I'm glad you're pointing all these things out, because I'm always the guy that's, hey, this is hard. It's nothing easy about it. But You're right. The other thing too that I saw that was really cool, hiring guys, even doing it myself, is you learn a trade, a skill that, not everybody can do this. And that's just the simple truth. That, I might be afraid of heights. I might be afraid of falling off the truck within the car, whatever the case may be. But once you figure this game out and you're good at it, Robbie's right, and you can make an incredible living. Really, really good living. And driving around nice equipment's always fun too.
Yeah, absolutely. They're cool trucks, cool pieces of machinery.
It's always a game for me. It's always, I tell people this all the time. I said, look, you can take 9 cars, line them up by your truck and trailer, and you can load them and you can unload them and you can look, it's never going to be the same. It can be the same car.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it 100 times and something will always be different. You'll always learn something new. You might even save a step or two. So that was one of the things that I always enjoyed was, being able to take a load of cars. Like you just said, man, look what I just did. I put 9 cars on 75 feet. How many feet is 9 cars? But it's a real skill. There's a lot of reward in it. You're right. So I'm glad you pointed that out. Thank you.
And just even driving down the highway and the little kid or whatever, in the car driving by, and he's just gawking up, looking up at the car over your head rack with the, grinning ear to ear. It's neat stuff. There's a lot that is rewarding about this profession. I wish we could attract more people into this trade.
Well, that's what we're here for. We're gonna try to clean this image up a little bit and see if we can't help everybody make money.
Well, it baffles me that, literally every company's hiring, it seems like. And we meet so many people that want to become owner-operators. There must be an overlap in here somewhere. There must be a happy medium. If there's that much need for drivers and there's that many struggling owner-operators, seems like an opportunity to have a party.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah,
it sounds a lot easier than it is in action. I can assure you that.
It's really pretty fascinating.
I got one more question for you.
Yes, sir.
So the OEM world, we met some Virginia people, Virginia Transport Proficient, Longhorn. Of course, we know Randy. Meeting these bigger carriers and talking to them. Do you see where you guys communicate amongst yourselves in this new OEM world and sometimes
the bigger
try to
carriers?
help each other? Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, honey. My wife brought me some water. She must have heard my voice and determined I needed a drink. So yeah, I know Ed and Randy. They knew my dad. So there's a little bit of relationship there. We do talk to some other carriers. We don't typically call in, our competition to help us. But do we talk and are we friendly? Absolutely. Right. But it is a competitive business. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah. Well, and that's why when I start talking to guys about OEM, that's where I still haven't quite figured out what questions do you ask and what questions do you not ask. So, for example,
we haul for Accelerated. We haul for them once in a while when we need to get a truck out of an area where they're at. They haul for us. There are a number of bigger carriers that do haul for us, and we haul for them when we need the freight. Pasha.
Well, I heard you mention, what did you say, BMW, Mercedes?
Yeah, we've got contracts with both of those guys.
Yeah, so see, it's stuff like that I'm always real leery about saying, well, so who is you? Who are you working for? What are you doing? Because I've been around, I'm the used car side of stuff. People are, who are you hauling cars for? Everybody. Or
right,
nobody.
Everybody. As many people as I can.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, did you have any? You were doing a really good job on your website there, but I didn't know if you wanted to keep going or. What? Well,
there's just one more thing I want to add that I think would add some value to your viewers, and it's something that I talked about with Jeff Newkirk today, the owner of SEC Auto Transporting LMR Trucking, one of the owners. Was reinvesting in your equipment is so important, and that doesn't have to be anything difficult, right? Keeping up on your maintenance, keeping the rust off of it, keeping it clean. We believe keeping a clean truck is important, but reinvesting in your equipment and playing the long game, right? It's not about today and it's not about tomorrow. It's about next month, next year. What can I do today to make my future better, or the future of those around me better? But it all starts with maintaining your equipment, reinvesting in yourself and your equipment, and continuing to push forward through the hard times. If you come on hard times, get partnered up with somebody that has their interests are aligned with yours.
Yeah. No, that's incredibly good because what he's saying there, guys, is save money because you're going to have to put that money back into your equipment. Okay.
Absolutely.
Because our equipment breaks because of what we do. So you're going to have a time, and that's what he said, long game, right?
Yep,
long game is, if you're in this business for short, you're going to be gone quick. And Robbie will tell you that. I'll tell you that. Anybody will tell you that. This isn't about get rich quick. This is about I'm in it and I'm going to build a business, right?
Yep.
And one of the things in the business is real key is your equipment. So we got to take care of our equipment and we got to save money if we're going to try to keep it and limp it along, or if we're going to go get us a new piece of equipment. It all requires money. And Robbie, you said this earlier, you guys pay fast. Dude, I've been around. I mean, somebody's got to have a lot of money laying around in order to pay everybody, right?
Yep. Well, and here's the kicker. We pay fast and we do not charge a fee, right? How many times have you seen 2-day pay 5%, next day pay 8%, 5-day pay 2 or 3%, right? With us, we pay every Friday for 0%.
That, man,
every Friday.
Quick pay at 10% drives me crazy.
Oh, yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Dude.
Right? It's a whole nother profit center for them.
Yeah,
it's insane.
I'll never get used to that.
And so we want to lead by example. We want to pay the top dollar. And when I say pay top dollar, I'm not kidding. When I take we get a spot buy or something, I'll go out on Central Dispatch and I'll look at the highest rate on the board and I'll blow them out of the water. So there's no question my phone's getting ready to ring, and there's no question that I'm paying an above market fair rate for the service that I'm asking somebody to provide. And that's really what it's all about. Say no to cheap freight.
Yeah. Well, you nailed it, man. You want to get stuff moved, pay up.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right. The customer's paying a premium, so should you. Get the quality carrier, right? I mean, and that goes back to reinvesting in your equipment. Guys like me, I don't want to use the guy that's going to roll up in a beat up, rusted up, dirty, hydraulic oil leaking, muffler leaking, chain rattling truck. I'm just not going to use them because that's not how I want to be represented. So when you're out there looking for loads, make sure you're representing the company that you're hauling the load for as if it was your own customer, and they will continue to use you.
Boy, that's how the dealer talks. Huh?
Yeah. Well, what I always tell the guys is I say, look, go to any car lot and tell me what you see. Everything's clean. Everybody's clean and everything's clean. So maybe if you want to do business with them, it might be beneficial for you to look like them.
Yep. Well, and Randy Wills knows something about working on trucks. They've got a really great shop in Kansas City. They've been a certified Cottrell warranty and repair facility for a very long time. They know what they're doing. We've got you could almost eat off the floor of our shop. It's important. We don't have clean trucks. We have a clean facility. We have a clean shop. And so when you can work on your truck yourself as well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Get your hands dirty. Yeah.
Just make sure you wash them.
But just make sure, make sure you wash them before you get in the car to drive his car on the lot for him, and make sure you do it right.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome, man.
I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna segue and keep that stuff coming in the live chat. Really do appreciate it. Here's what we're gonna do. I want you to watch this video. Now, Robbie and Ty, you can't see this video, but Cameron is we're going to invite Cameron from ClearPathTMS. This video is about Plateau, and what's Plateau? Okay, so that is Plateau. All right, and so what we're going to do is we're going to learn more about what Plateau is. To do that, we've got Cameron Reid of ClearPathTMS. He is joining the Zoom party. Cameron, can you see us and hear us okay?
I sure can.
All
you hear me? Want to
yeah,
sure me all right?
we
Great.
hear you. We hear you just fine. And we also with us, of course, we have Robbie and Ty, but now the star of the show of this section is Cameron of ClearPathTMS. Cameron, what's ClearPathTMS?
ClearPathTMS is a transport management system. We're providers, so we build and maintain transport management systems specifically for auto transport carriers and brokers, right? From various different sizes. We have some carriers anywhere from 3 to 5 trucks, right, all the way up to 500, and some that are doing just strictly brokering. But you know, we do the system itself is able to dispatch, driver settlements, all your claims management, storing all your data, pushing all your invoices and accounting elements directly to whatever accounting software you're using. It just takes every element of the business and puts it all into one place so you don't have to go around and hunt everything. It makes it really easy for you to run your business, right? So we try to make it as easy as possible to do all those things for you so you can focus on finding the freight, working everything, and making the money, right?
Yeah, man, totally. That's what we've been talking about. So, Cameron, do you want to give kind of since right now we're hearing you talk about it and we're conceptualizing, we're thinking about our own loads, our own systems, our own companies, but do you want to give a bit of an overview of ClearPath?
You know, I'm happy to do that. You know, one, I'll just say this. I'm already like, I'm going after Robbie. I learned my lesson here, man. Robbie just stole the show there, man. That guy, he knows what he's doing there. I'm like, how do you put me after that,
dude?
Jay?
And then Ty comes in. He's crushing it with the questions. Right? I know, man.
It's gonna be a hard act to follow, but
no,
let's
give it but we're gonna give it a shot anyways.
But yeah, no, we can go ahead and let's see if I'm able to share my screen.
You should have share screen.
Sure.
By the way, I know Mark Grodicke is keeping track. This is show 168 in a row on a Tuesday night.
So, that's awesome.
Give it up.
That is good. That's a big deal.
Yeah, that is good.
Isn't that cool? Awesome. I know. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Good job, Jay.
It is. It's a personal milestone. We all have to remember we're all on a journey, even if it feels frozen at times or we took a step backward. It's part of the journey, right? Enjoy the journey.
Amen.
Amen.
Right.
All right. The floor is yours.
Yeah, sure. And I'm going to share my screen here. And I want to preface by saying, you know, I'm really into this, right? And it's so funny, this industry and what we do here, because it's like anything else. Like I play poker too. And when you try to tell somebody about something, right, that they don't know anything about, it's like there's so many elements to it. There's so many pieces. And so I could spend a lot of time when I show my screen here, and you guys can help direct me on what you want to see. But I'm gonna be brief, and we'll just give you a quick thing. And please don't be scared to interrupt me as I go through. But
okay, cool.
So, all right, everyone can see everything okay?
Yeah, we're good.
So right when you come into ClearPath, right, one thing is we're a web-based system. So our system, you don't have to download any software, have anything uploaded on your computer. You can access it from any device that has a mobile connection, right? If you can connect to an internet browser, you can connect to the system and access your platform. And when you log in, it's all URL-based, right? So once you come in, you log in, and what you're seeing right now is what we call our driver dashboard. And we have multiple dashboards that are utilized by different carriers. This one specifically is looking at a lot of different driver elements, right? Right away over here, you can see there's a graph. It's showing me, in this case, I'm looking at year to date. So I'm looking at everything in the system from January 1st. But I can really quickly look and understand what my drivers are doing really quickly, right? Like I can see Ken Simeon's right here is leading the pack. I can see over here how many claims, what drivers are doing what. Really quickly over here, I can see all my revenue totals. There's a lot of different key metrics that I can look at using our dashboards. I'm going to jump real quick to what we call our loads table. And this is kind of what I would call your main screen or your main area of the system. This is what some people call it orders. Some people call it consolidated orders or loads. But as we look at this, and again, I know there's a lot of data here. You're basically seeing all the different loads that are in the system. Right now, and one thing I want to point out too is you'll see the status column. Everything in here basically is controlled by a status. And what we use is when you create an order, it goes into what we call a release status. And after it's dispatched to a particular carrier or what we call a TPC, it moves into what we call a dispatch status. And when it's picked up, it goes into this PCK status and delivered, invoice, and so on. But the system itself, and again, I don't want to dive in too much. I'm probably already diving into too many elements, but really, as we go through it all, right, it allows you to create orders really quickly, dispatch them to your drivers. We create and manage what a native mobile application system that all of our carriers use. So it's a branded app that everyone has in the iOS and Android stores. So every carrier has their own app, and each carrier has different specifications. We tailor the app to how, you know, every carrier has their own process flow and way that they do things. And so there's different things and different elements embedded in each carrier's mobile application system. But once it's dispatched, or I apologize here, once the order is dispatched in the mobile application system, the driver, once they pick it up or deliver it, that information is relayed directly to the transport management system in real time. Everything comes across. You can, once it's delivered, you can invoice it and send it to your accounting software. All set there, right? So, any particular area, Jay, you think I should start at, or you want me to dive into particularly?
I like some of this overview. I mean, this is the this is kind of your overview loads screen, right? And you showed some of that that claims driver screen. What other overview screen areas do you have? We'll show a couple more of those.
Cam, do you want to show them where they see the information that's on each load? As far, you want to expand it,
sure,
so they can see like vehicles that are on the load, etc. There you go. The origin, destination.
Right.
I use this every day, so it's fantastic.
And one thing that makes us a little unique and different is even the way that Robbie's, LMR uses our system, right? Every carrier has unique features and ways that it's set up, right? So when Robbie logs in and sees something, it might be different for a different carrier. One thing that we do when we meet with our prospective carriers is we like to learn about their process flow and operational flow and how they do things, because one thing that's really cool about this industry is everyone's doing the same thing, right? Everyone's trying to deliver cars, but one thing I've seen, it's very fascinating that each carrier has their own way of doing things, right? Some carriers allow STI at pickup. Some carriers require them to get signatures, right? Some require the drivers to take pictures when they're delivering all the vehicles. So we embed all those features depending on how your operational flow works. So
kind of an a la carte, Cam?
I like that.
Yeah, of course. So the way that I kind of like to tell people is, we have kind of a canvas that we give everybody. What you're seeing right now is kind of our demo system, but there's different features and elements in there that will change and modify based upon how you want to see the information. Some people want to see different data in a different way or have a different report spit out. These are things that we uncover in our onboarding process that we do and tailor towards that. But yeah, right now, as you're saying, right, like we're looking at one load right now, and in this case, in this system right now, you can see that there's an order, and when I hit this plus, like Robbie mentioned, there's 2 vehicles on here. I can see a lot of different information through here. I can see the rate. This is what me as the carrier or the owner of the load is getting paid for the order. This pay column over here is what I'm paying either my driver or a third-party carrier or outside sub-hauler to run the load. So that's all in there.
There's so many fields. There's so much you can do.
There's a lot, and that's where, and I know I'm kind of coming in here because it's so much, and I don't want to spend too much time anywhere. I could literally sit here for hours, and we could go, right? But try to keep it as brief as possible. But yeah,
what were you going to say, Ty? Ty had a question.
Well, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, okay, if I'm the guy who's watching this, and I'm trying to figure out what's Cameron talking about. So now we got Robbie over here. Robbie, explain to us how this works for you every day, because you're the broker, you're the asset carrier guy, right? You've got cars. So walk us through on a normal, like a Robbie. How do you do? What is this, Robbie?
Oh man, you don't want to know how I do it. So we use the system, and it looks very similar to this. And so Cameron just showed you, will you minimize that, Cam?
Yeah.
Sorry, Cam, we'll come back to you. But
So
no, take your time.
our 100 drivers, right? We would go to this load screen, and we would see every load assigned to every one of our drivers, and you can sort this by any of the headers at the top. So if you want to sort it by driver or truck number, or if you want to sort it by load number, so the newest load's always at the top and you can see that they're getting taken care of. I build my own custom reports up there where you see the manage views. You can custom build reports based on origin, or driver or dispatch team. So I use this, and in that driver column there where you've got all the loads, if there's no driver there, then that's an available load to be assigned to a driver or brokered to a third party carrier, depending on the circumstances. And so we use this not just to track the information for the vehicles we're shipping, but we use this to send information to the driver directly from the system. If you want to click on the documents manager and just show them that real quick. And the emails get pre-populated based on the customer email or the driver email. You can send bill of ladings directly from the system, signed bill of ladings, from, let's say, Larix took a load from us and they hauled the load. They had ClearPath. They used the EPOD, their own EPOD. They didn't have to use our EPOD because we plateaued the load to them, say. And so they use their EPOD. All of that transfers, and the documents down here where you see BOL and manifest, the departure EPOD from where they picked it up is there. The delivery EPOD's there. So we can send those directly to the customer or access them, historical data, access them anytime we want. Some of the stuff I like, that it's got the revenue per mile. Revenue per mile matters. I saw somebody asked earlier about 40 cents per mile or something. And so that, everything we do is by the mileage, right? I mean, we pay fuel tax based on mileage. Some drivers are paid based on mileage. We base the customer's rate based on mileage. So you get so many miles out of your tires. You change your oil every so many miles. So everything's based on miles. So we want to know how much does it pay per mile for all the miles. And this is a feature that I really love as well. That it gives you the revenue per mile. You can adjust different parameters in here, whether it's tolls, height, major freeways, back roads. There's a lot of different things you can do in here. But the system is extremely capable in every way. And they continue to, and I like to think that we collaborate on a lot of things to continue to evolve this.
We learn a lot, I think, from Robbie too. Yeah, right.
I really like working with those guys. So we bounce a lot of ideas off of each other. We spitball and we quite typically land on a good solution, and then Cameron and the wizards over at ClearPath make it happen for us. And that's what really sets them apart from some of your other TMS providers, I think, is that they listen to what you need, they help you develop what you need, and then they implement it. And as things progress, they continue to innovate. They listen, they learn, and they understand it, and they build it. It's really a good team to work with. So I use this screen every day and many other screens in the system.
Okay. Well, you just dumped so much information out there that was so incredible. I mean, I'm like, wow, did you guys hear what he was saying about the miles? Did you guys catch all that?
Yes.
That's what we talk about. You hear Brian on Wednesday talk about know your numbers, know your mile. I mean, these little things that Robbie's saying affect. It doesn't matter if you have one truck or if you have 100. Listen to what Robbie's saying. He's telling you the truth. Okay, sorry about that. The next thing is I think somewhere in this, didn't I hear you say, Robbie, like you can send this load to me and it doesn't matter what I use for TMS? Is that what I heard you say? Robbie?
I'm going to let Cameron address that one. Yes, we do share loads just electronically with the click of a button from that document manager where you saw the manifested deal. We do share loads electronically that way, and the information between companies is transferred automatically in real time And then Cameron, I'll let you kind of expound on the rest of that.
Yeah, so I think what you're talking about is our Plateau network, and that is a load sharing network that we offer. But in order to do that, you have to, and just so you know, one great thing about Plateau is it's open source, right? So you don't have to be on ClearPath. You can be on any TMS system, but you do have to go in and basically go to our Plateau website, right? And basically run our API specs are, right? So we use different webhooks and things like that. So whatever TMS you're using has to incorporate the Plateau side API in order to receive and send data, right? But if you do that and you become what we call kind of a Plateau compliant, so to speak, then you can send and receive that data. And what's nice about that, again, like Robbie mentioned earlier and Jay mentioned earlier, is if I, as a sender, send a load through the Plateau network to a receiver that's on Plateau network, that receiver receives the information, right? And one thing that's nice, there's multiple things, but one thing that's nice is you don't have to take it, get an email, copy and paste the VINs, put it into whatever system it is. It comes right into your system. It's ready to go. You're done. You don't have to do anything. So dispatchers love it, right? You don't have to do any data entry. And another thing that's nice, like you said, is Robbie, is now your driver can use their native app to process the order. So me as a sender, I send it, the receiver receives it. The receiver then can send it and use their app for whatever system they're using. We hope it's ClearPath, right? But it can be anything. And whatever they use, when they pick up the order and deliver it, those updates get sent to Plateau, and Plateau updates their TMS system as well as the sender's TMS system. So me as a sender, I don't have to go chasing anyone down looking for signed BOLs or anything like that. I have all my data in real time and all the documents I need in real time.
Okay, so when, I've heard ePod and I've heard a lot of different things, but is this primarily for OEMs or does it work for OEMs and used cars? Both. So, because it can be, if you get an order for used cars, it can be for anything. And the reason I ask is on the OEM side, Robbie, tell me what it is that most of the OEMs require. You have to have this one thing before we'll even talk to you. It's not the ePod.
Well, no, it's not the ePod. You've got to have your TMS needs to have EDI capabilities.
EDI, there you go.
Yeah,
sorry,
and
okay.
that's the electronic distribution of information. Is that right, Cam?
Electronic data information. Yeah.
Data information. Yeah. So basically, they want to be able to release you cars and not in a sending you a spreadsheet fashion. They want to be able to, whether the car's coming into the port or they just built it and it's rolling out of the factory, they want to click a button and send you that car electronically, and it automatically appears in your system. And then when you load that car, it transmits the pickup date back to them. And then when you deliver it, it transmits that information to them. And then lastly, when you invoice it, it transmits that invoice to them. Because they're moving millions of cars all over the planet, right? So they're trying to automate a lot of this process. And so ClearPath, to my knowledge, is complete EDI compliant. Okay,
so basically, I think we've all heard of CargoTel.
Yeah.
So is this similar? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what I'm thinking?
Well, Cargo similar in that they're both a TMS, or that they both have EDI capabilities.
However you want to put it. I don't know. I've never used CargoTel.
Yes to both, right?
There you go. Yes. Good. That's amazing. Okay, sorry.
CargoTel would be a direct competitor of ours right there. And that's a great system. Everyone knows there's a lot of different systems out there, I think, that service the same industry and same thing. One more.
Go ahead. No, go. You're good. Good.
Cost comparison, right? Because I've heard, and I've never used either one, and I've never done OEM, so I don't know. I'm just asking, but I've heard CargoTel can get pretty expensive.
Yeah, I think data in these days it depends. I guess it's a relative term, right? What's expensive, I don't know. But in any case, I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't even know CargoTel's pricing straight up, so I don't know what that is. But I'll premise ours by saying we're not the cheapest out there by any means. We're not the cheapest out there. We're also not, I would say the best value for all carriers out there right now. I think if you have less than 10 trucks, or sometimes it's hard to find value with us based on our pricing. But once you get to that fleet size, and you're doing a lot of those different elements, having to keep track of all your driver settlements, pushing all your invoices to whatever accounting software you're using, keeping track of all your claims, whatever it is, right? It's when you have less than 10 trucks, sometimes it could be there. So cost always plays into it, but I think we're a fair market thing in there. I think we're a lot cheaper than a lot of the other TMSs out there that provide a better service.
And that's the thing is that this is what's cool is because we dove pretty far in to the software land with this demo and this conversation, and that is that yeah, I mean again, if you're starting out and you're making your first move from paper to software, it would benefit you to get a robust system. But if you're price sensitive, technology sensitive, you could start with maybe a different free app somewhere else. But what's important is, and that's, we've talked about TMS and mobile apps, but when it comes to Plateau, which I call like overarching architecture, this is a different level. I don't know how many plateaus there are. It isn't more than a few, right?
No, there's only
right. There's a
I don't know
couple
of any
out
others.
there. Maybe there might be a couple out there, but I got excited about Plateau because it's the first one that I've been able to see. You know, I've heard people say, but I haven't seen anything until. And this, what's interesting, that auto IMS slide I had in industry news, that's the level we're talking about. Technology is no longer a surprise. But what is a surprise is that you don't have to have 10 mobile apps. Because how often do you hear that problem? That problem's going to be on Facebook for years to come. I don't understand why I got to have 10 mobile apps. Well, wonder no longer.
And that's it. I think not only that, I think it's, you know, today what I hear a lot just from the different carriers that we service, and we have a wide-ranging, diversified group of carriers that we work with. And one thing is always constant that I've seen in the industry, and it's the drivers. They're the same, whether it's at a small company, a big company, they're all the same, right? We got them, and to me, it's important that we focus and keep things easy for them to use, right? Make it driver-centric so they can do what they got to do. It doesn't have to be hard to use. They can do what they got to do, move their loads, and get it moving quickly, right? So we try to make that very driver-centric, but making everything easier for them is an important element, I think, as an industry whole in general. So that's one reason that we've really pushed the Plateau narrative to make that easier for all the drivers.
And
How long have you guys been around?
Yeah, good question.
ClearPathTMS has been around for about over 15 years. So Plateau is a newer product that we have launched. Plateau has been running. We've had loads actually exchanged in real time for over a year now.
So you guys are Plateau also? Like a different company?
We also we manage and own Plateau, correct?
Oh, wow.
Right.
Cool.
So it's right. Right. It's the same. I know it is. It's like, it's the same company, but different software. But right. Because Plateau is ClearPathTMS your parent company?
No, our parent company is called, right now it's called Vascore Technologies.
Okay. Vascore. Yes. And so Vascore, I don't want to get into your, financials, but
I don't know anyway. I'm the wrong
right,
guy.
exactly. And you can just deny it and be like, I don't know. But Plateau and ClearPath are both properties of Vascore, so to
Correct.
speak. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. All right. There we go. All right. We got that cleared up. Q4 is off the books. Okay. So Misty should be with Misty. Can you see us and hear us?
I can indeed.
Misty's here. Misty from First Choice Transport. She's with us, and Misty, you are our final panelist for this evening. How does that feel?
Oh yeah.
We saved the best for last.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So tell us more about, if you can, and just in a nutshell, First Choice Transport. I had a couple images in industry news from the drivers, and I'm going to pull up your website. Tell us more about First Choice Transport.
Well, First Choice Transport is on the smaller side, and to the opposite of what LMR Companies is. We predominantly do the 3-car wedge trailers versus the big 9-spot trailers. And we're both a broker and a carrier. So that is the similarity between us and the LMR companies. We have a little bit more custom solutions, I guess, than they would be able to provide because of the size of trailer we operate with. Looking at our website, obviously there's we deal with individuals, we deal with the military moves, we deal with upfitters that do the conversions and things like that.
All right. And did you say, I'm trying to remember, did you tell me like roundabout size of your company and customers you work with? You've got customers like the upfitters that have specific requirements, and you, as a, would you consider yourself a small or a medium broker carrier?
Probably, I consider us small, but most people say medium. We have 13 trucks. And, you know, we probably put about $1 million in revenue for the broker side a year.
So yeah, so you balance, because when you say you have 13 trucks, I mean, that's your equipment. Right. So
and we're completely owner operated. So no company drivers, completely owner operator.
And you also run your business on ClearPathTMS.
I do indeed.
So that's interesting too. ClearPathTMS serving the 13 truck broker carrier and the LMR company. I mean, how many?
100 trucks.
100.
100.
Yeah.
That is interesting. Wow. That's cool.
And
it really is a system that's designed to be able to grow your company, right? That's it's a cool success story to hear, and it really does fit into a carrier that, again, you can have anywhere from 3 trucks. We have some carriers all the way up to 500. So we look at it. Everyone's doing the same thing, just different ways of doing it, and we've really tried to focus in and learn each carrier. When we meet with anybody, it's learning their process flow and making it work for them.
Does Plateau, do you publicly discuss carriers that are connected through Plateau? Are you at that stage yet?
You know,
I mean,
yeah, we do share it. I don't think it's any, you know, yes, I guess I don't know what you're asking or what you're going.
What I'm getting at is, because now let me ask you this: how long has Plateau been available?
It's been in a stage right now where we'd say out of our beta testing stage for about 7 months now.
Exactly. Okay, so
yeah,
2020.
it's very new. It's in its infancy, right?
That's exciting.
2020
is the year of the Plateau.
Make something good of 2020 for sure.
Right? Okay. That's really interesting. So what we can look forward to next year is more interesting information, right?
Absolutely. We're in talks with a lot. I'm not going to say anything either, too, but we're in talks with a lot of other big carriers and brokers also as well. We anticipate and expect a lot of data exchange through Plateau in the future.
Well, but you know what, Ty? We already have that. Okay. I just had to do that. Okay.
Oh, dude.
All right. Boom.
Oh.
Wow.
That's an inside joke, everybody.
It's too funny. So, hey, Misty,
man.
did you have anything you wanted to add? Did we miss, we put expecting unicorn transport, right? So we've got customer expectations of the various types of shippers, and then we've got broker meets carrier conversation. Is there anything we missed tonight? I'm sure that there could be a sequel to this show, but anything on your mind that you think we missed that we should have covered?
Well, the general idea is you are UPS or FedEx, and the minute they give you the order, it's going to go down the road. And that isn't the case ever in auto transport, especially when you start dealing with the individual customers or the smaller loads. like the 3-spot trailers or 5-spot trailers. They're not, you don't have a full load. You have to piece it together. And it's very different from the 9-car trailers that are picking up all in one spot and maybe going through all to one spot or maybe 2 or 3 spots.
You know, you made a really good point, because you've got customers that as soon as they book that load, they think it's moving.
Yep.
And in fact, they get to the point where they're thinking it should already be delivered and it hasn't even been picked up yet.
Very true. Happens all the time.
Exactly. How does that one feel, Ty? Meaning, you know, in your business with, right, when you're dealing with constantly changing parts, right?
Yes.
And Robbie, this is where spot buy comes in. I'm sure you've had moments, right? Maybe you're having one right now, where there's a spot buy that needs to already be in process because that was the deal, and for whatever reason, the driver's not even there yet.
Well, I mean, it's trucking, so things do happen. You know, like we said earlier, spot buy is a bigger batch of vehicles, and if you don't start on time, there's going to be a problem. They're paying a premium for the service. You might lose the business, and you might not get the call the next time. So you don't ever want to let that happen. You know, you're supposed to get started, and you're not started yet.
And I realize I'm talking, I mean, I'm bringing up a topic that, you know, this kind of topic gets a lot of crickets, right? Because nobody wants to talk about when they're an upside down cat hanging from the ceiling because they're so stressed out. But these things, like you said, this happens. This is trucking. Yeah,
it's trucking. There's mechanical failure, you know, every day. That's why it's important to reinvest in your equipment, keep it top notch. And there's human error. You know, there's miscommunication. Things do happen. You know, we're not perfect. We've had our fair share of fumbles.
Well, I always find it interesting when in national news there's an event, and then they start talking about, you know, easing up on like regulations and ELD requirements, and I'm thinking, well, why can't we just do that anyways? Why can't we realize that every delivery is critical to somebody?
Yeah.
Sorry.
It is. You're right. You're exactly right.
Yeah. That's right.
Amazon delivering my slippers today was very critical to me.
Exactly. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I like that you pointed that out, Misty. Did you have anything else that we missed?
I don't think so. Just off the top of my head, I think you guys did a pretty good job.
We did cover a lot, and it was a team effort. Everybody here really helped pitch in. I mean, we started with Robbie. He's crushing it. Then Ty comes in with the 1-2 jabs. And then Cameron, you know, just kung fu software all over the place. Clearly, I was watching too much Bruce Lee yesterday.
Well, and I just want to add that you haven't even really seen the magic of ClearPath and how useful it is. I hope there's another show down the road that Cam can show some live action on Plateau. I'd love to join in on that and share some loads with somebody that's also on Plateau or that's on ClearPath or another TMS even that's utilizing the Plateau service. It's pretty.
There we go.
Ooh,
and we might be able to put that show together.
That I like that, and you know it stands. It is that I want everybody to feel like they can bring and present their material on Auto Transport Intel. I mean, this is the forum for that. So I love that idea.
Robbie, I'll tell you what. Go ahead, Miss.
Yeah.
I was going to say, and to add to that, with Cameron's system, some of the other customizations he's done for my system, like my system doesn't look a thing like what he showed everybody. I have a lot more customization that goes with my system that they have built specifically for me.
That's cool.
Wow.
That is really cool.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, getting. That's a conversation that can be difficult for some companies to get into customization. So that's a big deal. I appreciate you.
Cameron, you're coming back.
Yeah, man.
Sorry,
Well, I would definitely hope so, man. I've enjoyed the time so far. It's been a great show, and this is the first time I've watched the whole segment, and I'm very intrigued. And again, I mean, I've definitely you've got a long time subscriber moving forward for sure.
Dude, awesome. Well, I think on that note, I think that I should probably thank everybody and let you guys go. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, Ty. Thank you, Cameron. Thank you, Misty.
Thanks, guys.
Great show, great material. And Misty, this was your idea, so thanks for the idea. Really appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Thank you, Misty. And Robbie.
Yeah,
and Jay,
thanks, guys.
Hi, everybody as
Thanks,
well.
everybody, for having us
Nice
on. We
to
appreciate
meet
it.
you. Robbie, let's stay in touch. Good to talk to you.
Absolutely.
Okay,
All right,
good night,
see you guys.
And I'm letting you go. Merry Christmas. Absolutely.
There you go.
Happy
Merry.
holidays. Yes.
Mary.
All right, guys. Good night. All right, so I let the panel go. I ended the meeting. It's official. Really do. And I want to say this, is that just as Misty, this was Misty's idea, I think back in August, she's like, hey, you know, we should do more of a broker carrier show and talk about things therein. And so we put that together. So if you've got an idea for a show, I want to help make it happen. Send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Let's do this thing. I want to thank Murphy Auto Transport Services. Thank you so much. You can see Sue live here on Auto Transport Intel every Thursday at noon with Dispatching Live. Got a dispatch problem? Join us. I want to thank Superflow Systems, Mark Grodicke. Man, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for your contribution. Love it. Appreciate it. Check out dispatchcenter.com. Do not miss transportautoquoter.com. transportautoquoter.com. Also, thank you, Jack Cooper. Visit jackcooper.com/careers if you're looking for a job in car hauling, DOT driver, mechanic, yard supervisor, jackcooper.com/careers. And again, I want to thank my guest tonight, Robbie of LMR Companies, Ty, Cars on the Move, Cameron, ClearPathTMS, and Misty, First Choice Transport. Thank you guys so much for your time, contribution. I really enjoyed tonight's show. We're going to be back next week. Next Tuesday night is show 169 in a row on a Tuesday night. We're going to do trucking tax preparation. Transportation tax prep? That's what it is. Transportation tax prep. I knew I could get there. So join us for that. You got something you want to talk about? We're going to have a tax professional on the show. Lionel is also going to be live with us. Ty will be back with us. And then we've got one other spot we're working on filling right now, but it's going to be a great show. And then in 2 weeks, Wheel O Topics. December 2020, that's how we're going to finish with Wheel O Topics. We haven't had one of those in a while, so that's going to be a great show. Guys, thank you so much for joining in the live chat. Really do appreciate it. Really means a lot to us to hear your contributions, suggestions, ideas. Silvermint, Jay, you always say how this business is so fragmented. It's because between customers, carriers, equipment, not one company can handle all that's required. It's true. And one of the reasons, man, good point. Man, thank you, Silvermint. Good call. Not every industry seems to be so divisive. It's the divisiveness. I'm trying to find other words for you. You know, like just this carrier versus dispatcher versus broker versus, there's so much versus, and you see it. Go ahead. Check out all the other groups. There's a lot of groups out there. And if you're not in the right vertical, woo, man, they don't want you there. Why? When I say it's one thing to be fragmented and at least understand you're an interlocking puzzle piece. But in auto transport, wow. If you're in the wrong sector, man, you are not welcome in the clubhouse. And I'm telling you, that's the thing. And it just can't stay that way. But I mean it. Maybe it's going to. Here's proof is that You know, I don't know. I'm gonna stop there. I don't want to go too far. I'm just gonna hit all the. There we go. Okay, so yeah, John, thank you. Merry Christmas to all of you as well. And my goal is to continue to help. I've said it before. I'm here to help. I really do mean it. Auto Transport Intel wants to help. If you got an idea or an idea of how I can help you, help us, help them, help each other. Let's do that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, yes, John, Merry Christmas to you, man. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I don't know why. I do. I've got this habit. I salute all the time, and I don't know why. So, that's okay. But thank you guys so much. Stay safe. Take her easy. We'll get through this eventually. And, yeah. I mean, but we are an ecosystem. Thank you so much for sticking around, being a part of it. Auto Transport Intel, Jay signing out. I'll see you guys soon.